Hey, Adam Culbertson here. Before we begin, we got a promo from another independent podcast, so when you finish this episode, make sure you go and check them out.
Are you looking for a D&D podcast with a dark side? Something more like Game of Thrones and less like Monty Python? Tale of the Manticore is part dark fantasy audio drama, part solo D&D RPG. There's no plot armor here. The dice make all the important decisions. Join me as I resurrect the excitement, wonder, and emotion of old-school D&D. Made for a mature audience, Tale of the Manticore is both a fiction and a game. It's the story where chaos rolls.
Steel your mind, for eldritch horrors of the universe unknown. For what is to follow is a tale of intrigue, mystery, and madness. You're listening to Microphones and Monsters. Aleister's turn.
So, why don't we go ahead and try and put this thing between a knife and a hot place? I'm going to go ahead and cast a cloud of daggers.
Okay.
Spell, like on the near side of it to me, but still like sharing space with it.
Okay.
It's just a 5-foot cube.
All right.
But the good thing, and let me double check, but I'm pretty sure there was no associated save or anything. Yeah. So, no associated save or anything. And it will take 64 slashing damage.
Okay.
See, every time you say that, I think 64, oh boy. And then I remember, oh wait, I'm just going to roll a d4 6 times. Darn.
I have to double take as well. I hear 64 too.
And the total will be 17 damage.
That's still pretty good, though.
It's still pretty good. I'm also going to go ahead and cast Hex on it, and we'll say that it gains disadvantage on Dex saves.
Dex saves. What was the damage from the knives?
The damage was 17 slashing damage.
Okay, and there was no save against it or anything?
Right, it's just for being in that area. The area itself is stationary. It's a 5-foot cube.
Okay.
But the damage happens whenever it enters the area for the first time on a turn or starts its turn there.
All right. So you notice the slashing happens to it, and it cuts into it slightly, and you see it form back around each slice.
I kind of expected something like that, but we'll see what happens.
Mm-hmm. And disadvantage on Dex.
Yes, from Hex. Which Hex also adds necrotic damage, but it specifies that it's on an attack, and I figured that was separate from like this kind of spell. It's not really an attack.
All right, so that's your turn?
That's my turn.
All right, so it's actually going to move over towards... I'm seeing if there's a limit.
We got the creature thinking.
Okay, so it's going to... Oh, it's not unintelligent.
I was referring to you as the creature.
Oh, okay. All right, so it's going to move over towards Julian and Victor, and it's going to move up to 10 feet away from you, and it is going for Julian. So as it's rolling up to you, it goes through, or it gets out of the sphere and away from the blades. Is there any damage to it from the blades at the beginning of its turn, or is that like after?
That is actually an excellent question and something that I was wondering, because it does seem maybe slightly overpowered the way that it really kind of states things, because technically speaking, it would happen at the start of its turn. And there's nothing in the text that implies that you cannot put it in an occupied space, unlike other things where it says that it can't go in an occupied space, like the flaming sphere.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Turns also are kind of weird because in most senses, a turn is kind of considered from when something is placed down. So I think in this particular case, like it being hit by it when I cast it is considered it being hit by it for that turn.
Okay.
So the next time that it could take damage from it would be after my turn.
Okay, so it's not on
think is
the
really
creature's
the way that
turn.
it's intended. Well, it is on the creature's turn, but I believe the way that everything is set up, it can only take damage from it once in any given actual turn, which in this case would be my turn to my turn.
Okay. That's cool. Let's see. So it moves 20 feet, just so you know the distance from it and the sphere of flame. But it's 10 feet in front of you, Julian, and as it's approaching you, you watch its body shift into this sharp ram-like structure, and it pulls back and rams into you.
Okay.
With 19 to hit.
That is hit.
Oh, no, I rolled the wrong thing. I was rolling D4s. I should have been rolling D12s. I'm sorry.
No, you can roll D4s. It's fine. Much rather that result.
Don't say D12s. Just say D12. That's better.
All right, you take 29 damage.
Gosh.
Oh! I am on 1 hit point.
Oh, gosh.
And you also give me a strength saving throw.
Okay. That is a 15.
All right, you save. So as it
Thank
rams
God.
into you, you get hit hard, and but you're able to brace yourself before you go into the door, and you're able to brace yourself from being knocked over or knocked back through the door.
Now, for the concentration for the sphere, since I got hit, I need to make a concentration check. Otherwise, I lose control of the spell.
And
Or do I need
you
to do that
also
on my
took
turn?
29 damage, and you're going to have to do a Constitution save because you took more than half of your total HP. So give me... decide which one you want to roll first.
Okay, I'll roll the How do I roll a concentration check, by the way?
Concentration is just going to be a D20 plus. Trying to remember, it's D20 plus your casting stat, I think, plus.
Okay. Would it it'd be proficiency plus the intelligence modifier, essentially.
Oh no! I'm sorry.
No.
I'm off. What it is now, what concentration is now, is a Constitution saving throw. The DC is equal to 10 or
that's
half
what
the
it is.
damage you take, whichever number is higher.
Okay. All right. Well, hold on. Let me roll. I'm going to roll the Constitution now. I got... Oh, wow. I have a good bonus there for some reason. Oh, it's because I actually have a concentration stat. That's good. Okay, so I'm rolling. That is a 12. I will also add in the inspiration because I don't want to go down right now.
Okay, so the inspiration is actually going to be an instant success in this case because nat 20.
Yeah, I don't want to go down as a result of this, so I'll just go ahead and burn that.
All right. And, of course, to add insult to injury, you did take massive damage, and that is a DC 15 con save to not receive system shock.
Okay, so do I need to roll that again?
Yes. This is a separate Constitution save.
Separate check. All right, here we go. Got to make above 15. Or, yeah, I have to make above 15 or make 15?
You have to.
Meet
You have
15,
to.
okay.
Yeah, you have to meet 15.
All right. Nope. I rolled a 12.
Okay, so with that hard of a hit, you are seeing double right now.
Okay.
So any attacks that you make, you roll disadvantage.
Okay.
But that's it for right now. And
Got it.
I'll say
Cool.
for one turn.
Also, if I could
Gotcha.
interject just one more like clarification, because I totally don't remember things right and everything, but with the cloud of daggers, it actually would have disappeared there, which kind of works out anyway, because it was kind of sort of one and done anyway, because I doubt that it's going to happen to meander over to that area again. But
Okay.
concentration and concentration. Only one concentration spell at a time.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, it is Victor's turn.
Okay. Victor is not feeling comfortable right now.
And you are next to Julian, so you are 10 feet away from the creature as well, like diagonally.
Okay. Let me see. I don't have a lot of options right now.
Ninja
That did
Star.
not work very well.
Better Ninja Star. Oh, you don't have? Do you not have the monk ability where your fists count as magical for bypassing DR?
No, that's probably way. That's at level 6. Yeah,
Oh,
I'm
shit.
only level 5.
That would help. That one ability was very useful when I played a monk.
Okay.
And just to throw it out there, your attacks are not the only thing that you can do on a turn.
I know.
You get creative if you need to. There are other things that you could do around the room.
Fire seemed to work.
It did. Is there anything flammable around?
You're gonna have to
Well,
look. son.
that's what I
that's
was
what he's
implying,
doing.
is
Like,
that I
he's
am looking. I'm asking the DM as Victor looks around if there is anything
There you go.
flammable.
What would normally be flammable in a lab?
Like something like with little
But that
chemicals
might
in
require
it. Or
certain knowledge to determine.
a Bunsen burner. Is there a Bunsen? Is there like a gas? You know that
Are there a bunch
that
of
would
research
explode the
papers
room.
somewhere?
Oh, there's totally
solvent.
research
To a
papers.
certain
Solvent
extent,
is
though.
flammable.
So do I see any chemicals in this
Yes.
room that aren't actively trying to murder us?
Yeah, there's chemicals on the other side of the room.
On the other side of the room.
near Aleister.
Alcohol is definitely used in like surgery and stuff. That's definitely
Alcohol.
flammable.
I've got alcohol on me. It's probably not very flammable, but I've got my brew. I've got the beer. Are we going to say that's flammable or non-flammable?
If it's beer, then
No.
no, it's not good.
Are you gonna make
Yep,
the world's
that's what-
worst Molotov cocktail?
World's worst Molotov. I've got some ink. I'll write
Let's
in
just
a
try to get it
stern
drunk.
letter expressing my displeasure.
That sounds about right.
Oh, goodness. So there's chemicals on the other side of the room.
Yeah.
Okay. Like on the other side of the room, like next to Aleister, or
We'll say towards the back of the room, where you were before, but a little bit further.
okay.
So about 40 feet from you, there is there's an area. There's some shelves. There's bottles of chemicals in the
Okay.
shelf, glass shelf.
Sure, let's try that. Let's see. I'm assuming I'd have to disengage in order to get over there without getting
No,
hit.
you're 10 feet away from him.
Huh?
You're 10 feet away from him. You don't have
I
to
don't?
disengage.
Okay,
You can
okay.
you can move
I'm
around.
still not quite sure about the attack ranges and stuff, but I'll
If you're within melee range of it.
okay. So I'll run over to that side of the room where I see all those things. And you said it's like a glass cabinet, or is it just like a glass shelf? Like, do I have to break it? Or open it?
Oh yeah, it opens.
Okay, great. Is anything labeled in there?
Nothing that makes sense to you.
Nothing that makes sense. Okay.
You don't know what any of it is.
Okay.
Even the stuff with labels on it, it's got weird names that you just don't understand what it is. You're not a medical doctor, and it's not materials that you normally see or even know about.
I'm waiting for Victor to just start panicking, just start chucking shit.
Honestly, that's what I was about to do. I was just going to start throwing things that are in this cabinet at it. But I don't know how many actions that would entail. How many things can I get thrown off in one action?
Let's see. You have 2 attacks, and
I've got 2 attacks,
and then you have a flurry of blows.
Well, flurry of blows is supposed to be for
it's melee range
strikes.
only, right? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So
Well, you
I
have
don't
2
think I could do
attacks.
that. 2 attacks. I am going to grab the 2 most volatile looking things in there that I can tell. Just like gross looking stuff. Maybe one's like green.
Let's go for the ones with the really long names.
It's always the green one.
All right.
Yeah. I'm
Really
just
long
going to
names.
grab the 2 that I think might be bad.
Okay.
And I'm going to chuck both of them at them. So
And,
what do I need to roll to make that happen?
Roll.
Ranged attack.
Yeah, ranged attack.
Improvised.
Okay. I don't know how to do that. So I'm going to roll my D20
your
and you tell me
D20.
what I do after that.
That would be. Are you proficient in improvised weapons?
I do not believe so. No.
Okay. Well, just roll a d20.
Okay. I rolled a 2 and a 15.
Okay, so you hit with the 15. The 2 smashes on the wall next to Julian. like it whizzes by his head and smashes on the door behind him.
What are you doing?
Says the guy on the floor about to die.
All right, and I
the
flipped a
floor,
coin on
just
whether
messed
it
up.
was volatile or not, so I know what they are.
Okay. So I hit the thing with one of them. What, did anything happen?
No, it just like it hit it and just
It didn't do any
like
one bludgeoning damage, nothing.
it shattered and like it managed to hit like one of its claws or something like that, and it just like absorbed the glass into its body.
Perfect. Now it has glass.
Yeah, now it's goo that is serrated,
It already had my ninja star.
more serrated.
All right, is that the end of your turn, Victor? Are you gonna try something else?
Let's see. What else could I try?
You've used your whole movement speed. It's 40, right?
I've used my whole movement speed. I've used both of my attacks. The only thing I haven't used is my bonus action, but I don't think anything I can spend a key point on will do much good from here, because I'm what, 40 feet away from that thing?
No, you're 30 feet away from it.
I'm 30 feet
Or
away from it.
25. No, 35. God damn it.
Oh,
Yeah, 35.
And that thing was able to move how far to get to Julian? Earlier.
What was it, 20 feet? It moved 20 feet.
You know what? I've got 4 key points left. I'm going to use one and take. I'm going to use one and be able. What's it called? Patient defense. So I'm going to take the dodge action as a bonus action until the until my next turn, I suppose. That's how it works.
So you'll automatically dodge.
Attacks made against me have disadvantage, and I have advantage on dexterity saving throws.
For one turn? For how long?
Yeah, I think until the start of my next turn. So the next time that thing tries, if it tries to hit me, then it'll have disadvantage on attack, and I'll have advantage on dexterity saving throws.
Okay.
Just in case. If it hits me as hard as it hits Julian, I'm dead.
All right. All right, well,
So
it's Julian's turn.
Okay, I'm gonna wince, and I'm doubled over and about to pass out from pain.
And you see 2 slimes in front of you.
Multiply.
So that's great. I'm gonna go for the left one.
All right.
Well, first I'm gonna heal, so I am going to pop one of those handy healing potions I made. Thank God. So that is a regular healing potion. So that is a 2d4
Sounds right.
plus 2. Yeah. So let me roll those real fast. I didn't roll super
Yeah.
shit, so that is 7 hit points back. Yeah, I needed that. Okay, so I will do that. I will also move the sphere to smack the... So how's this going to work? Because it's technically not a ranged attack. It's a bonus action to move the sphere and try to...
Just big brain it because
Hit
there's
the-
2 blobs and 2 spheres.
The blob? Oh, God.
Just
So if you
then I'll
move
both
both
then I'll-
spheres into
I'll
both of
move
the
both-
blobs.
I'll
Yeah.
move both spheres into both blobs.
Yeah.
That's perfect.
There you go. It's not an attack. It's you're just matching up orbs and slimes.
Yeah, I'm just like, I have 2 spheres now? I'm more powerful than I thought I
Yeah,
was.
use the
Okay.
one on the left to hit the blob on the left.
Yeah, crisscross. All right. So I'll ram. I'll do the same thing it did to me, but on fire. So I'll ram it
All right.
with the flaming sphere.
Okay.
And yeah, make that save.
It fails.
I was
Huzzah.
very
It takes-
ready to tell you it had disadvantage on that save, but I guess it didn't matter.
It actually has advantage.
Well, it actually
So it
cancels
just
out.
cancels out. That's perfect. 5 more points of fewer damage.
Slowly whittling at this thing.
Also, whenever it catches on fire, it seems to catch, like it starts to burn, and there's like a small explosion inside of it, and it just like kind of blows apart.
I don't suppose the stuff I threw at it was flammable.
Wait. So it spasms, like if something blew up inside of it real fast.
Yeah.
Weird. I'm not going to give Victor credit for doing that, though, if he threw volatile stuff in there.
All right.
It was actually because
So it
Edgar
seemed
had
to-
the bean burrito earlier.
And it screeched again, like last time that it got set on fire. It like screeched, especially after the little mini explosion that kind of went off. It like bubbled up and pop. It was like poof.
I was actually thinking of the scene in Castlevania where Cypher, like, there's the fire-breathing night creature and, like, causes the fire to, like, shoot back inside of the creature and blows up
Yeah.
from the inside.
All right, so where are you moving?
I'll probably move to my good buddy Meat Shield Victor.
All
Meat
right.
shield. How
What's
you
your
doing?
move speed?
My move speed is 30 feet.
Okay, so you're able to get. Yeah, I guess you'd be able to move diagonally around it, maybe. I'm gonna say you're shit. You would be like 15 feet away from Victor. That's the closest you can get to him.
All right, that works.
Close enough for me to ask him the name of something.
All right, Aleister.
What's the stew? Put that down.
So I'm going to try and position myself like hopefully there's some things kind of along the wall that I can kind of run across the top of and kind of work my way closer to over where they are.
Okay, yeah. You can jump from the top of that machine over to the shelving that Victor was pulling bottles out of and just chunking them.
I don't want to be on that shelving.
Okay.
Victor's doing his best. Guys.
If I can get past that shelving to like other shelving, I'd be okay with that. I just don't want to end on that shelving.
Okay, yeah, you can get
Okay.
past that. Yeah, definitely.
Just want to clarify that I'm not on the shelves that
So
he's
you're-
throwing volatile chemicals from.
Yeah, you're in between. You're on the wall on
Okay.
some shelves, in
Victor's
between
not looking-
Victor and Julian.
Victor's not looking, accidentally grabs Aleister and chucks Aleister.
Aleister screams and an eldritch blast comes out of his mouth.
Speaking of Eldritch Blast coming out of his mouth.
Yeah, so y'all are all together now. Actually, Aleister's in between both of you.
But speaking of Eldritch Blast
Good.
coming out of Aleister's mouth, I think it's about that
Splash
time.
comes out of his mouth.
Yeah.
Seems like it. Please hit.
The first is a 25.
That hits.
And the second is a 26.
Yay.
And I'm adding in the 6
roll
d6 of necrotic damage to these.
Okay.
So it's 11 on the first and 13 on the second. And whatever effect is applicable as far as pushing goes.
Yeah, push it away, other side of the room.
Push it.
All right. So you actually push it into the door whenever your blasts come out, and they hit it good.
Push it real good.
Glad you did that. I'm so glad that you did that.
He needs to edit that in to where it like happens right after Adam describes what happened.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you pushed it. Push it.
I'm just thinking of the Ron Swanson music. I'm very proud of you.
Yeah. All right. Is that it for your turn, Aleister?
Yeah, I think that covers my turn. It's keeping
Okay.
concentration on that hex.
It's Goopy Monster's turn, right?
It's Goopy McGooperson's turn.
Now I have a question. This is the first time I've ever done a concentration spell. So it says that it lasts up to, is it a minute per level?
Typically,
or
it's just a
minute?
minute.
I
There's
think it's
not a
just
whole lot of things that
minute.
are per level anymore.
Okay. Now, as a result of that, each turn in combat basically
Right,
takes
so you can
about
translate
6
that to
seconds.
10 rounds.
So 10 rounds. And by rounds, I mean
From
that's
your
one that
turn to your
everyone
turn is
goes,
one
right?
round.
Gotcha. Cool. Okay, so essentially I could move it 10 times or have to take a concentration check.
Well,
up
you don't
to
have
10
to
times.
check to maintain concentration. You only have to do a check when you take damage. And actually, it's the only time you really have to take a check is when you take damage. Other than that,
I'm assuming this thing is going
right.
to hit
Otherwise,
me again.
you
That's why I said
lose
that.
concentration on the spell if you cast another concentration spell like I did, or if you fall unconscious.
Gotcha.
All right, so the ooze, looking like an ooze, it seems to be kind of struggling to shift itself a little bit, and then it kind of like catches itself again, but it starts sliming its way over to the middle of the room, and it looks like it's heading for that machine with the head on it.
Oh.
You know I moved over here, right?
It's trying to escape.
10 feet away from it. It actually, 10 feet away, it creates that whip tendril again and wraps around the head and kind of like burrows into the ear holes. And yeah, that's what it's doing right now. So it's Victor's turn.
Okay.
And it is now, it's almost completely lined up with you now. And it's like maybe 20 feet away from you.
Okay. So I just want to make sure I understand it. It squished its way over. It stuck a tendril in the head, like through the ear holes or something.
Yeah.
And it's just, that's where it is. Okay. I don't know if I wanted to get that head. Okay. So you said I'm about 20 feet away, right?
Yeah.
About 20 feet away still.
Okay. Yeah, it's 20 feet away from where I'm standing. All right. I'm going to,
It's basically
gonna-
heading towards the direction Aleister was originally on
It's
top
really
of that
confused
machine.
and it's still trying to get me.
Okay. Yeah. I'm just trying to figure out what I'm going to do. So I am going to run over there. So I guess I have to go about 15, 20 feet.
20. Yeah, 20. Yeah. Yeah.
And I'm going to try to slice it was it just one tendril that came out?
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm going to aim for the tendril with my butterfly sword and try to cut off where it's doing the thing with the head. Like I'm going to try to cut the tendril that's going into the ear hole of the head off because it's just the one, right?
Yeah.
So I'm going to do that as like my first attack action
Okay. With your sword.
with my sword.
All right.
Okay. And that is a 19 to hit.
Hey.
19 hits.
Okay. So I will roll for damage just because damage is good. So that's 6 damage.
Okay. The tendril. You slice it. Mm-hmm. You disconnect it from its body, but you watch the tendril that was still connected to the head just like slurp into the head.
Cool. Okay.
And it pulls what's left of its tendril that's connected to it back into its blobby body.
Okay. So there's a tendril in this head now. Would it be an action to pick the head up? Like, is it like completely attached to what it's on, or is it just sitting there?
No, it is like attached to it, like it's part of the machine now.
Part of the machine now. Okay. And is there any obvious point to remove it from the machine?
Not that you
Or is
can
it
see.
too
I mean,
connected?
you can attempt to remove it, I guess, if you want to.
And would that take an attack action, or would that count as an attack? Because technically, I took my action as an attack, so it would have to count as an attack to try to remove that head. You know what? How about I take my sword and I try to just, well, if it's very interconnected, like are there tubes coming in and out of it?
Oh yeah. It's all tubey.
I don't know if I'm going to be able to get this head off of there. How about I just try to plunge my sword? What I want to do is I want to sort of plunge my butterfly sword into it, and but instead of like a slice on the surface, I'm like sort of going into it like a stab, like a really forceful stab, and then with the sharp end up, I'm going to try to pull up and like sort of split the head in half with my sword.
Okay.
And see if that helps.
Let's roll to attack it.
Okay. All right. And I am going to use my my Cardic Inspiration to add it into there. So that would be 10, 15 to hit. See if that works.
15 to hit. Okay, so you
I mean, it's a stationary head.
yeah, you instead of coming down on the head, split it in half, you pry underneath it, like you stab underneath it and go to pull up, and you slice the head in half.
And then I'm going to use my other 20 feet of movement to get back to where I was with my friend.
Okay. All right.
Wow.
This is going to be interesting. I like this.
And just in case, I'm going to use another key point to take dodge again for right now.
All right.
And I'm going to hope splitting the head in half was good enough.
All right.
I apologize to any longtime D&D players that don't understand my moves because I don't understand
No, that's
them
fine.
either.
That's fine. I thought it was interesting.
He is MacGyvering all of this shit.
All I have is my physical attacks. I can't. I'm not gonna bite this.
what
I'm
if
not gonna
you
bite
bit
it
the
and try
head?
to hope that it can take psychic damage and get it in my mouth. When that stuff goes in people's heads,
Why wouldn't
it's
you bite the
bad.
head?
You first.
I wanted him to bite the head, and then while having the head in his mouth,
run away like he's a Japanese schoolgirl late
like
to
a
class.
dog, like a dog with a ball.
Oh,
It's my first day. Oh no!
All right, Julian, as you had staggered, just trying to hold your lunch down, towards Victor, and you're back on that back wall now.
So I'm no longer shocked, right?
Yeah, your vision comes back too, and you're able to shake it off, and you see one large ooze again.
Okay. Well, so bonus action. We're gonna flaming sphere slam.
And what's the distance it can travel?
I can move it. I think it was up to 30 feet, 50 feet. Hold on, let me look at the spell again.
Try to
I
get
can
that
move
head
it
in there
up
too.
to 30 feet.
Okay, yeah,
I'm
you
trying
can
to
get
make
to
sure
it.
Can you get it to the head as well?
No,
Darn.
No.
you can get it to where it's within 5 feet of it,
Okay, so it's not hitting it yet. So I've got it over there.
but it's within 5 feet of it. Doesn't it do damage to?
No, well, I mean, if the sphere is 5 feet in
I think
diameter.
the insinuation when
So
you're
is the
moving it
sphere-
is that you're
did it
moving it into the square
hit it
next
or
to it,
not?
and that is the action of bumping against it, causing it to take damage potentially.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
Yeah,
Okay.
it has a
Essentially, yeah.
5 foot reach. I thought.
Yes,
Yeah.
essentially.
All right. So
Okay.
what's this say? 15.
It's 15 dex.
Man, I am rolling low on these. I rolled a 1.
6 points of Fior damage.
I really hope that I hurt the head enough.
All right.
And for my next action, I am going to take out the lightning gun.
Yay.
I'm going to aim it at the blob, and I'm going to say goodbye, Edwin. And I am going to use 4 additional charges, so I have 5 lightning charges. And for this, I have to roll a spell attack for it to hit, right?
Yes, it's based the spell attack and damage is based on your spell modifier.
Got it. Okay. I rolled a 15.
15 hits.
Okay. Oh, all right. I need dice.
It's a lot of
Because
damage.
it's a lot of damage. It's a lot of damage.
Good.
So this is normally 1d10. I use 4 more charges because I have a int mod of +4. So it's going to be 5d10 lightning damage. 22.
Zap.
It's 22 damage.
That's a 22 big old zap damage.
All right. So, like you charge up that lightning blast and what'd you say?
I said goodbye, Edwin.
Goodbye, Edwin. It just shoots out this big, huge bolt of lightning and strikes the slime, and it starts getting bigger and starts like convulsing itself, like as it's like trying to repair itself as the lightning is hitting it, and it just keeps getting bigger and almost like a big bubble, and just pop, and the black ooze just splatters over this entire 60 by 60 foot room.
I just remembered Gerbo's in this room too, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
He's asleep the
Unconscious
entire time.
time.
He's just been hanging
Very
out
first
on a
priority
gurney.
here is using some prestidigitation to clean myself.
Okay. Yes, all of you get splatted with this black ooze. But it doesn't it's very it's not that thick substance that it was, like as you were fighting it. It's more of just like a mucusy kind of
It's like
texture.
crude oil.
It's very mucusy, very sticky. Almost like you got slimed.
God, I was literally about to like, oh, so we're just gonna do the scene
He's
at
slimy.
in Ghostbusters. We came, we saw, we kicked its ass.
It's like an
can
upset
see it now,
hospital
like some kind of,
administrator
like,
outside the door.
Reference or something where you're using your lightning gun and I'm firing
Wait,
Eldritch
why-
blasts, trying carefully not to cross the streams.
Yeah.
Yes.
Don't cross the beams.
Don't cross the
And
streams.
Victor's just throwing glasses and stuff.
But yeah, combat is over, and Aleister
good.
cleans himself off.
Priorities.
Julian's lightning gun is kind of like smoking at the end of it.
Good shot, Julian.
Julian kind of has like a pained expression on his face, like he didn't enjoy anything that just happened. He kind of all saw it as like a waste almost, like, you know, this all was just, you know, done fruitlessly essentially. And then I'm gonna sling the lightning gun and then go over to Gerbo and try to bring him up.
All right, what are you doing to him?
Well, I guess, you know, I'll check his vitals to make sure, like, you know, I'm assuming he was unconscious.
Yeah, he was unconscious.
But, like, he's got a
he
pulse
was
and
he was
everything.
asleep. He was just asleep. Same sleep that Victor and Aleister were in.
Okay.
But you notice he's kind of emaciated. He hasn't eaten. Like, he hasn't had any nourishment in a while.
Okay. Well, I got another one of those little healing potions, so I'll just uncork one of those and then dunk it on him.
All right.
Not dunk it
Get
on him, but, like,
dunked
you
on.
know,
He's already covered in black goo.
help
that's right,
assist
Gerbo.
in,
Get
in
dunked on.
pouring the potion in his mouth.
All right.
Yeah,
he,
get dunked on.
he looks a little fresher than he did. But like, you shaking him awake, slapping him, like, how you waking him up?
I'll do. You know what? I won't do the normal where I'll just slap. Like, if Victor was asleep, I would just slap the shit out of him.
I mean, you slapped
But I'll
Gertie. Or,
I did slap Gertie, but me and Gerbo have a rapport, so I'll like, you know, snap my fingers like really loud, like on either ends of his ears to see if that'll rouse him.
noise doesn't wake him up. I mean, all that noise that just happened with that fight didn't wake him up.
It's true. That's a very good point. Actually, I literally fired a lightning gun and something exploded, and it still didn't wake him up. So he's a really good sleeper.
Yeah.
Maybe there's something in the cabinet. Like smelling salts or something.
Yeah. See if I can look around and find like smelling salts or something like that. or could I say that I could have smelling salts on my person, being a doctor?
Sure. Yeah.
Okay. Well, then I will use I will whip up very quickly some kind of smelling salt alternative with the alchemical supplies I have on hand to rouse Gerbo.
So you're saying you're assaulting his nostrils.
Yes.
All right. He wakes up.
Smelling.
Yes, he wakes up. What's going on? The thing is gonna get me.
Gerbo, I'm covered in black slime. So is the majority of the room and everything else. We just need to leave. Don't ask questions.
Oh, okay.
Good.
Do you think you can walk?
Yeah, I think so.
I will I will pick Gerbo up and I will carry Gerbo.
Like a little child.
Oh, thank you,
Don't hurt
doctor.
my Gerbo.
I'm really hungry. I need water.
Yeah, I can see that. We'll get you hooked up on some intravenous fluids when we get back to the clinic.
All right.
I've got a what's it
Canteen.
called?
A water skin.
Well, I've got a water skin.
Okay.
Yeah,
You're just
so,
gonna
I mean,
just gonna hand it to him.
Yeah. I'll hand it to Gerbo.
Thank you, Victor.
You're welcome.
I'm going to be using prestidigitation to clear myself a path out of the room.
Okay.
I don't suppose you could use it to clean Victor and.
Hold on. I'm going
Gerbo.
to take Gerbo to the clinic. Can I ask you two to stay here and make sure that none of the fleshy constructs are roaming about, and see if you can find some more information here before anyone else decides to show up?
Yeah, I could do that. I got hurt in the fight. Is there a way you could help me out with that before you leave?
I'll throw him my last healing potion and say, "Here, take it."
Okay.
Thank you. what type of healing potion is it? So I know.
Regular.
It's regular, so 2d4 plus 2.
Okay, cool. I'm gonna go ahead and down that. Well, we do stuff.
I'm too focused on cleaning myself a path out of here.
Okay.
I mean, Aleister got drenched twice in one day. Like, this is the worst day.
Wait, so am I staying behind and Aleister is leaving with Julian? Is that what that?
I asked both you guys to do that.
Yeah.
But whether
Aleister, are you staying here with me?
Whether Aleister even paid attention when I said it is a whole other story.
We might need to see if that other cat has found anything.
I suppose that is a fair point. Yes, I suppose you would be woefully inept at trying to discuss such things.
Yeah, Julian, you can head back to the clinic, and me and Aleister will try to follow up and see if we can figure out anything else that was going on.
I'll to be perfectly honest, I'm probably not going to take him back to the clinic. I'm probably going to take him to the agency, just so I know that he is well protected, so I can meet you guys as soon as I drop him off.
Okay.
All right, so as soon as y'all get done saying that, you hear that machine start whirring up on the other side of the room from the door. You hear the head start screeching, where it's split in half and going off to each side. It's like closing on itself as the screeching gets louder and the head is closed. Dreamland's portal opens up in the room.
Hey everyone, Steven here. So, it was a pretty long fight, not without its challenges. Julian came within a hair of death, and Victor threw some random chemicals, and it's not clear whether it did anything or not. Aleister made a cube of floating daggers, and then just went back to shooting his laser. And it looks like Victor splitting that head in half ultimately didn't work, which is very disappointing. But I guess the ultimate eldritch horror, Adam, had other plans for us. So it'll be interesting. Wanna thank you guys for listening, especially with all the craziness in the world. We're just trying to help provide a fun escape. Just something to help with your everyday life. So, if you want to know more about us, find a link to whatever. All of it is on microphonesandmonsters.com. Got all the podcast links, Patreon link, t-shirt link. I forget what all's on there. There's so much. I don't manage it. But, yeah, everything's there. All music was written and produced by Marco Mazzei from Fallen Highway Studios. And thanks. And stay tuned for the next episode of Microphones and Monsters.